everybody, and welcome into the First and Football podcast. Today is Friday, November 24th, 2023, Black Friday to be specific. With that being said, there was football to be had on this glorious Black Friday. What say you, Mike Rosenthal?
I didn't see a whole lot of football.
You
That
didn't see
game
a
was
whole lot of
kind of
football?
interesting. But um, it was fun. Me and Justin got to watch that game together. I'm up north hunting per usual. This time I'm in my camper. I think this is probably the 10th different venue I've been in doing this podcast. Um, yeah, so I guess we can kind of dive in. Obviously, the holidays, everything going on, our schedule's a little wonky. I say we start by talking about that Packers Lions game.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving football was way better than the Black Friday football. That I can definitely attest to.
Yeah, that slate of games was awesome.
That Packers Lions game, man, that was a shot of adrenaline that I think everybody needed. I don't think anybody expected the Packers to like look that good. I mean, it's one thing to look good in the first half on scripted plays, but they followed it up by looking good in the second half. That's what was most surprising to me.
Yeah, Love looked great. Can't deny it. He's stringing some games together here. And that's good to see as a Packers fan. I think I saw some stat like for the first 11 games, he's tied Aaron Rodgers for the most yards or for the exact same amount of yards and the exact same amount of touchdowns in the same amount of games. Not 100% sure if that stat was true, but I read it in a couple places, which if it is, that's pretty wild. And that's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think he's going to be like the long-term guy to bring us a Lombardi, but I think he could be a serviceable starter. Like I think that's what he could develop into if he keeps developing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's better than sucking. That's for sure. I would take that. It's better than better than being a revolving door at quarterback, like pretty much the Browns have been up until they drafted Baker, and
Yeah.
they should have kept him, but that's beside the point. Like the Jets have been a revolving door until they got Aaron Rodgers, and we'll see after that. But so on and so forth.
Yeah, we both made our picks. We did these obviously on our off the air. We both took the Detroit Lions to win that game, and we were both wrong. Pleasantly surprised though.
Yes,
Yeah, it was a good day to watch Jared Goff once again
it was a
self
good
destruct.
it was a good day to be wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Speaking of being wrong, man, Goff, dude, it's like
he
Goff's
was
golfing, man. He's
he was awful. He was god
yeah,
awful. I mean,
yeah,
it was rough. I think the biggest note for Jared Goff is like the secret sauce on him is out. It has been out. Pardon me. And that is he's not mobile. So if you can just get pressure to him,
he'll fumble the ball.
it's not even necessarily just fumble, but you will definitely be able to get him on the ground. He's a string bean of a quarterback. He's a statue back there. So all you're fighting against as a defensive pass rusher is pretty much snap to pass. You know what I mean? How
Hmm.
fast he gets the ball out of his hand. And if your guys can hold up in the back end and you can get to him, he's not going to run. It's pretty much a free shot. You just got to get there quick.
Yeah,
And the Packers were getting relentless pressure on him. So I mean, Rashawn Gary got the game ball after the game.
I saw that. That was
That was a
pretty
great
cool.
video. Yeah, that was great.
Next, we had the Commanders at Cowboys, and I've been riding the Cowboys. I did not take this line. You did. I knew that Dallas was going to win. I just thought that the Commanders would come up with a bunch of junk time like they have been, but they didn't get much at all. The Cowboys once again. I don't know how many times in a row this is. When they play bad teams, the Cowboys beat the crap out of bad teams, and they did that again. The Cowboys look dangerous. I want to see them play a big team. I mean, it's hard to deny it, but Dak's balling out right now. CeeDee Lamb's balling out. Tony Pollard threw up 20 plus points in fantasy. Still not a great RB, but hey, I mean, it's hard to deny what they're doing right now. And the Commanders fired didn't the Commanders just fire their defensive coordinator after that game?
I
I
wouldn't be
believe.
surprised. That was pretty pitiful. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like 45-10. They got shellacked by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the
It's like,
Cowboys, they definitely proved me right. It's what they do. They beat up on bad teams. Not only is this not only is Washington not a good team, I wouldn't say they're like terrible, but they're not good. but it's a division rival. So it's not like they're seeing anything new here, you know. I can't remember. Have
Yeah,
they already played each other once before? I thought so.
I thought
Or
I
was this
thought there
the
was a
first
similar
meeting
result. I
between
can
the first
I can
two?
look. If you see my finger or something, I'm just
No, that's fine. I actually, I'll look here, Mike, since I'm the one on a desktop. That might make things a little easier for us.
I got it right here already. Um, I don't think they did. No, they play each other one more time
Yeah, that was the
in
first meeting
January.
between the two.
But yeah, they continue to roll on. Uh, I'm not mad that I picked up Dak in fantasy. I'll tell you that. Next, we have the 49ers at Seahawks. We both took San Fran -7 on that game. Once again, San Francisco being San Francisco, man, they're a tough team. It's hard
Yeah.
to bet against them. I mean, Geno Smith is proving that he may not be worth much. DK Metcalf also kind of crap in the bed here. Yeah, they're fizzling out. Like I've constantly said that they're the fakest good record team, probably along with the Steelers. I think that the Seahawks are going to continue to fizzle out the rest of the season, probably in jeopardy of maybe not even making the playoffs.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, I think now we see why they drafted JSN. You know, everybody
Yeah,
knew one receiver was going to be leaving Seattle at the end of the year. Was it going to be Old Man Lockett or was it going to be, you know, Diva DK? And it's starting to be DK. He's a lot of drama, and now he's been progressively banged up. And not only that, but he seems to just not be able to kind of take that next step. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he just
that
can't
AJ
like
Brown step.
yes, exactly. To become that complete dominant receiver, it's like it's almost like he's still just stuck in the possession receiver phase, and like he hasn't
Yeah,
learned all the nuances yet. And it's like I think Seattle's probably looking at that like probably a pretty good trade piece right there. You know, and they could get
yeah,
a lot back for that, and then JSN could be their new alpha, and then they got old reliable Lockett over there who. You know, he's like 30 right now, but you can still play to 32, 33 in this league as a wide receiver. It's like you can't get hit anymore the way you used to. So
yeah. The
I'm kind
big
of thinking they might roll a JSN next year and see if they trade DK in the offseason. I wouldn't be surprised. Carolina,
yeah,
DK to Carolina, hot take, you know?
maybe yeah. They had a tough schedule coming up. My wife's going to be coming in here, so you may hear a little noise.
No worries.
Um, they're playing the Cowboys, 49ers, Eagles, and then they have the Steelers as well. So we can see. I mean, they got some tough defenses that they're going to be facing, and they have a battle here to. I don't know what their standings are like in their division, but um, who yeah, they're in San Fran's division, so they're going to be fighting for a wild card. That's going to be tough.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, the NFC, I think you're going to see a couple surprise teams show up here. Like I think some of the cream is going to start rising to the crop. Let's just say that.
yeah. What do we got next? We got today's game, Black Friday game, Dolphins at
I
Jets. We both took.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I believe that was Dolphins and Jets. That's all.
Yeah, we both took Miami -9.5. Uh, it looked like that could have been close after that pick six, and then the stinking Jets throw a bomb. What did they
Oh,
call that?
the Hail Mary, and that's
The
exactly
Hail
what it
Mary.
was. That was crazy.
Yeah, man, the Jets are just they're definitely done. Um, they're they're not good. They're not fun to watch. I feel bad for that defense. I know that feeling watching a team where the defense is on the field the entire game. And then, they lose 34-13. You're like, oh, how is their defense good? Well, I mean, if you don't watch the games, you don't know that the defense is good statistically
Yeah.
because they're on the field the whole stinking game. It's unbelievable. I mean, what was that time of possession?
Oh, it was like 30 minutes,
Th-
something like
35
that.
minutes to
Yeah.
24 minutes. And I mean, the Jets probably just got into those 20 minutes off of some junk time at the end of the game. Like the pace of the game slowed down. Like the Miami knew they won it, so they probably wouldn't have even have cracked 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But man, that's somehow Miami survived that three turnovers. They lost one fumble and uh Tua threw two picks. So the Jets defense did their job. Jets offense said we don't want to do anything.
Hey, with that being said, though, I will say shout out to Tim Boyle just walking in there and like scoring a touchdown within like what the first 6 offensive possessions. I mean, considering Zach Wilson had a drought of 40 offensive drives without a touchdown,
It's crazy.
like that.
Yeah. That was a
That's
nice
like
throw
that's
too.
wild. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, he threw a nice little
oh
throw
yeah, to
to
Garrett Wilson, the only
Garrett
touchdown.
Wilson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a nice throw, but it's like I feel so bad for Garrett Wilson, man. I feel so bad for all like the mega studs on that team. Like, dude,
Yeah.
Aaron going down like that.
There's a year off your career right there.
Yep,
Just
that
no
wasted.
chance. You were
Exactly.
going Super Bowl thoughts, playoff thoughts to going to be very bad getting a
Well,
high draft pick.
and I'm saying like specifically for Garrett Wilson, like not even just the playoff and Super Bowl aspirations, but like think about all the individual statistics and accolades that man was going to rack up with 12 or I'm sorry, 8 throwing him the ball. Like,
Yeah.
dude, he would have been a top 10 receiver at minimum. He might have been a top 5 guy, statistically speaking this year. Like, you know how A-Rod is. Once
Yeah.
he's got his guy, and he's a kingmaker.
Yeah. And that would have been the dude for sure.
Yeah, that's his new 17 over there. So, but yeah,
All right,
let's get
next.
into some preview picks here for
Yeah. Can you
Sunday's action.
can you still see me on camera, by the way?
I
Sorry.
cannot. I've lost the
Okay.
visuals on your beautiful face.
I will be back. I wonder why I did that. There we go. Now you can see me, right?
Technical difficulties have been resolved. Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. We're gonna jump right into Pittsburgh is actually favored now -2.5. I gotta update
Two and a
that.
half. Wow.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna take that line. I don't think that the Steelers are going to crap the bed again like they did against the Brownies, against another backup quarterback, with Matt Canada now being fired. Thank God.
Yeah, thank
That
God.
may not
Praise the
change the
Lord. Hallelujah.
can't change the playbook in that time, but uh, it's a big weight lifted off the shoulders to have a clown like that out of the city. You know, Mike Tomlin was losing the locker room,
Yeah.
and he had to make a change. And if Kenny Pickett doesn't throw maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns and actually move the ball this game as well, we may see a change there.
Yeah, I honestly think that Pittsburgh is going to get that little offensive jolt that they've been looking for, man. I mean, we've seen it with the Raiders, we've seen it with Buffalo. I think it's going to happen, man. I think they're just going to everybody's going to be playing a little bit more inspired football, and I think you're going to get a much better result. I don't know much about Jake Browning. I don't think he's going to be absolutely god awful, but I don't like. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's like serviceable like backup quarterback. I'm gonna be careful with the words I use there, but I don't think he's gonna win them this game. That's for sure. I don't think there's anything he can do other than maybe he's really smart. Maybe we're gonna see like 16 targets to Jamar Chase and dude goes off for like damn near 200 yards and a couple scores, and next thing you know, the Bengals are actually in the game. But it's like anything short of that kind of miracle happening, I think Steelers roll here definitely more than 2.5 points. So I like them by at least a field goal.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I know that the head coach of the Bengals did say they're not changing what they're doing. I think they're going to let this guy throw. I think they know that their season's over, so they're probably just going to try to continue to ball out. But
Yeah,
with a hurt Joey Burrow is better than Browning. And when the hurt Joey Burrow was playing, the Bengals weren't very good. So
that's very true. I mean, that's why I really just kind of think that Pittsburgh is going to just walk in there and TCB. They're going to take care of business.
who knows? Yeah, once again, another AFC North matchup. But I'm with you. I think at least a field goal on this dub here in the offense. Please, Lord, let it click.
I think it will, in particular the run game, because like, dude, the offensive line has actually been moving people pretty well. It's just like
Not pass coverage though. That's what sucks.
exactly. Like I think once the pass game starts to blend a little bit better with the run game, then you're going to see the run game explode, dude. Like Najee
Yeah.
Harris is going to be looking like Najee. Jalen Warren's going to be looking crazy, and then the passing game is going to be looking like, oh, where has this been all year? It's not going to go from like 0 to hero, but it's going to go to at least like league average. You know what I mean? It's not going to be bottom of the barrel.
All right. What do we got next? Saints at Falcons. That line is now Atlanta, or no, it's New Orleans -2. It was Atlanta.
Really? Oh man. See, I'm looking at this old line here of Atlanta -1, and I'm like, absolutely not. I think New Orleans wins this game, but it's New Orleans
So you,
-2.
it's New Orleans -2. I'm going to take that line as well.
I'm gonna
I haven't
take
heard
that.
of
Yeah,
Derek Carr's playing. Have you?
I have not, but I don't care.
Okay, cool, cool.
I know what
Yeah,
I'm getting in Jameis Winston.
Chris Olave will get the ball.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to bet against the Saints right now. I just like they got too many weapons.
Coming off the bye, division rival. Atlanta's been kind of reeling. I like the Saints to hammer down here because they're looking at Tampa Bay in the rearview mirror, who's gunning for that division. So I
Yeah,
intend just teasing that for when we get to Tampa here.
no doubt, man, no doubt. Right next we have Panthers at Titans. This should
Yes.
be a really fun game to watch.
Said no one ever.
Let me make sure that line's updated. Yep, it's still Tennessee -3.5. Uh, I don't like
I don't like
picking
that
this
three
one.
and a half number, man. Honestly, I can't lie to you. I really wish it was 3 or 4. I don't like 3.5.
I kind of kind of want to know what you're thinking.
Well, I'm thinking that history would tell us to absolutely hammer down on the Titans here and smash
Yeah,
this line because this has a Mike Vrabel schooling written all over it. He's gonna walk in here and just take care of business with the Carolina Panthers. However, I have seen recent reports and just heard rumblings that Mike Vrabel may or may not be losing or have already lost the locker room, and they just don't have a ton of talent there in Tennessee. Will Levis is clearly suspect. Don't know how good he's going to be, if he's good at all, etc.
yeah,
I think the Titans win this game, but I don't expect it to be a beating. And that's kind of where I'm like, if it was 3 points, I would definitely take the line. If it was 4, I would stay under because I think it will be closer than we think.
yeah. Field goal.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with
So
you. I don't think
I
I'm going
think
to
I'm
take it.
gonna I think I'm gonna stay away.
I think I could see the Panthers winning this game.
I
Uh,
don't. I think Tennessee's defense is too complete. Like the Carolina's offense
True.
just has nothing going on. Like they can barely run the ball sometimes, and that's what Tennessee's great at stopping. So
They got Adam Thielen, who's been having a pretty decent season. So, but yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I could also see the Titans winning it. The Titans could just say, "Hey, Derrick Henry, run it down their throat the
yeah,
whole day.
I think King
Beat them
Henry
up."
is in line for about 25 carries at a minimum here.
Yeah, 100+ yard game, maybe 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm smelling.
Next, we got Buccaneers at Colts. This could actually be kind of a fun game to watch.
Oh, I am
Um,
all in on this game. I mean, Colts home games, I think they have I think I heard a stat via shout out to the fantasy footballers. They are like 57-point plus over unders every single home game
Really?
this year, no matter who plays there. I'm like, yes, give me all of the points. I am so fired up to watch this
Hell,
game. I think both teams have plenty to play for. Oh, it's going to be a
awesome! Yeah,
matchup.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think both Mike Evans and Michael Pittman are going to have games. I think this could kind of be a shootout. I hope it is a shootout. You
I
got Gardner
agree.
Minshew just slinging the rock. Baker Mayfield also loves slinging the rock.
I kind of think
It
this
could,
is going to turn into a like everybody on both teams here. You're going to want everybody on both teams in fantasy football. Like Mike Evans, fire him up. Chris Godwin's, fire him up. Rashad White, fire him up. Baker Mayfield, fire him up. Like, it don't matter. Kate Otten,
yeah,
fire him up.
Pittman,
Same thing with the Colts.
Jonathan,
JT, fire him up. Minshew, fire him up. Pittman,
Zach
everybody.
Moss.
Josh Downs, not Zach Moss. He's kind of out of
No,
the picture nowadays, but you get the drift. I think we're in store for that Houston/Tampa game that we saw, that shootout just a while back with Baker and CJ
yeah,
going at it. I think we could see some high flying numbers like that.
yeah. So, what's your thoughts? You taking Indy -2.5 on this, or
Absolutely not. I am slamming the door shut. Hard no. Baker Mayfield and the boys rolling out of Indy with a dub because they're looking at the division down there in the NFC South like, the Saints? The Saints. They think they're going to win
yeah?
this? Nah, we coming for it.
I'm with you, man. I think Baker's not going to get outballed.
Dude, if you look at it, man, the Buccaneers have been really silently, like sneakily good this year. Like Baker has been, I think he's had like 4 game-winning drives that like could average slash should have been. You know what I mean? It's like against the Texans, he went down there and got the game leading field goal, and all of a sudden CJ Stroud takes him down and wins the game. It's like he's done that like 3 or 4 different times this year. It's like Baker's just kind of gotten the short end of the stick, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
I think the Buccaneers
Next
figure
game,
out a way to actually win the game and close it out here. So,
I'm with you. I think they're going to win it as well.
yeah, hot take. I think they get hot here and they win their division and sneak in the playoffs. And they're actually a pretty tough out.
Yeah, they can have a tough defense, man. You
They
can't
can stop the run. They just got a hard time with the pass, man. They got a hard time stopping the pass.
All right, next game we have is Patriots at Giants. Another blah game. Is what's his name, Mr. Italian, gonna DeVito, right?
Danny DeVito.
Is he going to have another dub under his belt, or are the Patriots and whoever's starting at quarterback? They probably don't know they're all starting.
I don't know, man. This game is like I think the bigger takeaway from this game is the draft implications. Honestly, I don't think it's the lines. I don't think anybody cares who wins. I think people want to know what's going to happen with the draft picks after this because I'm pretty sure. If I double check, let me pull up the records here.
Yeah, New England's 2-8. Giants are 3-8.
Correct. So if New England wins this, that'll put them at 3-8, and that'll put the Giants at 2-9. And I'm pretty sure that would secure the Giants the number 2 pick in the draft.
They probably want that.
I'm just trying to check that real quick here.
I think that there's 2 people that you really look for in this game, and that's Stevenson and Barkley. Those guys should have a great day in fantasy football. This game's kind of probably going to be a slugfest. This is another one where I don't like the 3.5 line, like you were saying. If it was 3, maybe, but I could easily see the Giants keeping up.
Yeah, because right now New England has the 3rd overall pick, in the latest mock draft, and they're kind of mocked to take Drake May. So I think the Giants here are at number 5. So I think the Giants are kind of like quiet tanking to some degree, but then it's like you look at how they played last week, and it's like they look so much more inspired, and it's like that doesn't look like a team that's tanking, man. To be honest, this is just one of those games that I don't want to touch at all. Like, can I just stay away? Can I just throw this in the trash and not at the
I think
pick?
we could probably just both agree not to take this line, so that way it's a wash.
I'm going to say no. I do think New England wins, but I don't think they're going to win by 4 or more. It's pretty tight.
I'm with you on that, man. Next game we have is much more exciting. Jaguars at Texans.
Woo-wee.
This could be a big game.
Oh yeah, this is a huge divisional game, dude. I think
7-3 Jags, 6-4 Houston. Can Houston get atop of their division with this game? I think that Houston can do it.
I think Houston's going to do it.
You don't know which Trevor Lawrence you're going to get.
You don't.
They were kind of heating up last week, but man, it's hard to bet against CJ Stroud. 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Dude's phenomenal. Don't they have some receivers out though? The Texans.
Well, let me check here.
I thought
Noah Brown. He was not spotted at practice on Friday as of today, Black Friday. So
but that's it. So they're still in good shape.
It says status.
Zay Jones
his status is out. So I think they already ruled him out. But other than that, I'm not seeing any other wide receivers here. I think Tank Dell is fine. I think Nico Collins is fine. He hasn't had an injury designation even going back to the last game. So
yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I know what you're going to say, and the Texans are not going to lose at home. CJ Stroud's going to ball out at home.
I agree, man. I just think that, what Houston does, like as an offense, they are too fundamentally sound and too balanced to let the Jags really do what they do best, which is stop your run game, force you to throw and then when they know you're going to throw, they do have a decent pass rush and they have an opportunistic defense that likes to they sniff around the ball a lot. I can't say like they turn the ball over a ton, but it's like they're not the top ranked turnover team, but they're definitely far from the bottom. They get their hands on the ball quite a bit, and that's just like when you can kind of do what you want with Jacksonville's defense. I guess when you can kind of keep them guessing a bit, we've seen what happens to them. Look at what San
Yeah,
Francisco did. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they out physical them, but then it's like to some degree they could do both. They could run the ball and throw the ball. Like the Jags defense is only good if they can make you one dimensional, in my opinion. I think Houston is too good in terms of too balanced, too well rounded. I do think Houston wins this game, and I think they win it by more than a field goal. I'll say that.
yeah. The last time they played each other, Texans won 37-17. I could see another game just like this.
Yep, I didn't want to jinx it, so I just stuck with a field goal or more.
All right. Next, we have Browns at Broncos. Um, please win Denver. Denver's favored -1.5. I think that Denver's on a hot streak, man. You know, Russell Wilson's 19 touchdowns, 4 interceptions this year. Russell Wilson's having himself a year, man, and it's great to see. I I don't see how Cleveland's going to go into Denver with this quarterback. I, Denver's going to put up more points. They have a better offense than the Steelers, and the Steelers almost won that game last week. And Denver, they don't have much to worry about on the Browns' offensive side of things, maybe besides their rush game with Ford. But Russell Wilson's a better quarterback, and he's going to create more points than the 10 that the Steelers got. And I think that Denver is going to squeak away a win. And I like that line being 1.5 because I think they're going to win by a field goal or so.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm definitely going with the better coach and quarterback combo here. I mean, Sean Payton and Russell Wilson over Matt Stefanski and DTR. Come on, this is a no brainer, my
Yeah,
opinion.
I'm with you.
I
I'm
think
surprised the line's not a little bit bigger, to be fair.
I mean that Cleveland defense. That's the why. The respect is real. I respect that defense a lot. I just think that elevation, that home field advantage for Denver, that's also real. And that Cleveland defense is going to get gassed. And I think late in the game, you're going to see Denver start to run the ball pretty well on Cleveland's defense, and they're going to win by I like a field goal or more.
Yeah, and Russell's been doing a great job of moving his legs this season and
Yes.
getting out of the pocket. And he's a veteran quarterback, man. He's not going to be like a Kenny Pickett. He's much smarter. He's going to make things happen, extend plays with his legs, not roll out of the pocket right into a sack. So I'm with
Yeah.
you. I think that the Broncos take this dub. All right. Next we have this game could kind of be fun. Rams at Cardinals. now it's Rams are favored -2.5.
Oh, really?
Correct. Yeah, I'm taking that though. I think Matthew
Really?
Stafford and Puka and the Cardinals aren't. I mean, their record is 2-9. It is what they're going to keep this game close, but I think that the Rams are going to sneak out a field goal. Uh, I think this game is going to be pretty fun to watch. It's going to be a nice game to watch there. I'm happy to watch Kyler Murray again. Uh, I don't know. I think it's going to be exciting. I think Williams is back, right?
Yeah,
Running
Kyron
back for
Williams is back.
and James Conner's back. So both teams are
This will be James Conner's second
pretty
game
healthy.
back, I believe, or second or third.
Yeah,
Third.
I
Yeah,
could
this will be
almost
his
see this
third
game
game.
being a shootout uh, with both teams being healthy.
Yeah, I could see this game being real tight, man. Arizona and the Rams, they usually if it's not like a blowout by the Rams, it's usually a really tight finish all the way to the end. And I think Kyler's been
Yeah,
playing some good ball. I think Arizona's a really scrappy team that's better than what their record shows. And it's a divisional
agreed.
game, man. Weird stuff happens. I am not taking this line. I do think the Rams
There we
win,
go.
but I am not going to take this 2.5.
We
I'm
needed to have
sorry.
some sort of a difference here.
Yeah, if it was 2 points, I would probably think about it a little more. If it was Rams 1 point, I would definitely take that. But I don't know, man. I like Arizona to keep it real tight. Like Kyler's got those legs, man, and that
Hmm.
Rams defense just I don't know. I think they could be
Suspect.
bad. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So I think they
Is
win
Cup
by like
playing or
a
is he
point
still
or two.
questionable?
I do not
I
know.
don't
That's a
see him on the
good
injury
question.
report.
Well, I know it looked like a low ankle, and that's what a lot of the speculation was that I saw. I didn't see any official reports, but at least it looked to me as well, also like a low ankle. I could be
Yeah, that's
wrong.
what
I'm
they
not a
said. It was
doctor,
low
but
ankle.
okay, cool.
Yeah, you were correct. It says Cooper Cup is healthy. So
Well,
Cooper Cup is
yeah, it doesn't matter how healthy the receiver is if Matthew Stafford doesn't have time to get him the ball. What's it worth? I don't think the
McVay said
Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals defense
today.
is like that great, but that Rams offensive line is pretty bad.
Today they said McVay said Cooper Cup is suited up for this weekend. How much he's going to play? That's a big question.
Mm,
He could be out there being a decoy,
yeah,
for Puka to have
exactly.
a game. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
Puka's
I
good
like that we
enough.
have a difference there.
Yeah.
Um, we got Chiefs at Raiders next. Kansas City -8.5. Once again, let me confirm because I did this. Kansas City -10 now.
Oh God, I was already not taking this line. I'm definitely not taking it now. No way the
Ah,
Chiefs blow the Raiders out by 10 or by over 10 points. No way. I'm taking the Raiders plus points.
why?
I think the Chiefs are going to win this game, but I'm like, if I'm like in terms of the line, I'm going the Raiders with the points because like I think Mahomes wins the game, but they're going to continue to struggle. They're just going to continue to struggle. And like what's really apparent now is like they're starting to not, how do I say this? I don't know if it's apparent to you, but the Chiefs just like they seem to be giving up a lot of fucking like quarterback sacks and pressures and whatnot for as much money as they've paid that offensive line. Doesn't
Yeah,
look to be all that great. And I noticed that they're trying to run the ball more. They're trying to be a little more control the ball. And it's like and then when they
Pacheco
really
is a dog.
I agree, but it's like then when they really need to make a play late in the game, it's like they can't make it because the offense hasn't been clicking because they can't throw the ball. It's like, you got Kelsey out here blocking
Timeout.
more because they have nobody else to catch the ball. And so it's like when you're
They
sitting
they
here and you
can
have Kelsey blocking and chipping, and all of a sudden you're running the ball a ton, and then then suddenly it's third down, you need to throw the ball, and you're shocked when people are dropping it and stuff. Like,
Yeah, there we go. So the correction to your statement is they can throw the ball. They have a great quarterback. Their receivers can't catch the stinking ball.
right.
They
So
have the
therefore they
most
cannot
drops in
move
the
the ball
league.
down the field.
Yeah, they have the most drops in the league. Even Kelsey's dropping them now, and you can tell Kelsey's getting slower, potentially his last season.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm with you. Just looking back here at these lines of some of the games that they've won, they haven't won a lot of games by, I guess, convincingly enough to take this -10.
Yeah.
And I think that the Raiders can probably cook something up. They got Devontae Adams.
Dude, I wouldn't be shocked if the Raiders won this game. Straight up.
I don't. I don't think I'm going to go that far. I think the Chiefs will, but I'm with you. You think the Chiefs are still going to win, but I also
Yeah.
wouldn't be super surprised if
It,
the Raiders pulled one out of their butt.
divisional game too. And honestly, I noticed when these two teams play each other, usually when they play at the Vegas site, Chiefs tend to play a little better, a little better. But when they go play in Kansas City, the Raiders usually play a little better.
Yeah.
That's just what I've noticed the last few years with the Raiders and the Chiefs.
Next game we have is also a good game. Bills at Eagles. AFC versus NFC potential playoff or potential Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is my new Super Bowl matchup here ever since Cincinnati got knocked out. I think this is going to be a preview of the Super Bowl.
The new line is Philly -3. It went down a half a point.
Interesting.
Man, it's hard to bet on the Bills.
It really is, man. Dude, this is honestly the one game that I still don't know who I think's going to win and by how much, because like I could just see it straight up 50-50 for me. Like I could see so many different ways the Eagles win. I could see so many different ways Buffalo wins. Like
Who's going to limit mistakes?
I
That's what
think
it's going to
that's going
come
to
down
be
to.
the biggest thing. And as much as I hate to say it, man, Josh Allen has been very mistake prone this year, but I don't know. That offense looked a lot different, dude. I want to hear your thoughts first because I'm undecided. Like I have so many thoughts about it that I could go on and on. So I want to hear your thoughts first.
I think that the Eagles have more weapons offensively, where it seems it just relies on Stephon Diggs and Allen to win games. And now Kincaid's come in and been a pretty good force. But I think that Hurts is going to he's going to have a lot more balls to throw around. AJ Brown could have a big game, just like Devontae Smith was the primary target because AJ Brown was covered last game. I don't think that the Bills are going to be able to cover both those guys. And I think even with DeAndre Swift too having a heck of a season, I mean, I wouldn't say heck of a season, but he's been better this year than he was
Yeah.
last year with the Lions. I'm going to take this line. I think if I think that it's going to be a close game and it could come down to a field goal. So if it hits that -3, it's a wash. But I think that the Eagles can. I mean, I'm with you because you could easily see a way where all of a sudden the Bills send the ball out and then they do the Bills stuff. But they've been less consistent than the Eagles, so I'm going to go with the consistent team.
Yeah, I hear you there. I think ultimately that's where I lean. I think the defense is just too complete. Like, yeah, their secondary can be had. It's been seen. It's been proven. In the same
Yeah,
token, Kevin Byard being there is really helping that secondary, and you can tell. Like the longer he's there, the better they're getting. He just had an interception last week. He's starting to make a difference. So I do
yeah.
think that Buffalo will be able to put points on the board. I just
Oh
also
yeah,
think Philly will also be able to put points on the board pretty much at will. Whereas Buffalo,
and
I
at
think
home.
yes, and they're at home, and I think that's going to be big. I mean, there are certain places when you play, they have the intimidation factor, they have the decibel level. Like I think Philly is one of those places. I think the Link is a rocking stadium. So I do
Dude,
think the Buffalo offense is, much better and whatnot and much improved and a lot more motion. But in the same token, it's like, dude, Philly's just way too complete. I do think AJ Brown has a monster game. I don't think there's anybody that matches up with him in the Buffalo secondary. And I ultimately think Philly wins this game, but I'm not going to take the line. I think Philly wins it tight. I
oh
think Buff
wow.
I think they win by 3 or less. I don't think they're going to win by more than 3. So I'm playing the under on the push. You're playing the over on the push.
All right, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I had another thought. I totally forgot about that other thought. Oh, no, I remember what I was thinking. Another reason I like the Eagles, they're coming off of a massive win.
Massive. A lot of confidence. I
Massive
mean,
win
did you see that video of
in
Nick
that
Sirianni
stadium.
shit talking the Chiefs fans in the tunnel?
Yeah, I
That
tell you.
was wild.
I think that that momentum, the fans being fired up of the Eagles coming back at home, I could easily see them laying a whooping down on the Bills and saying we're the top dog.
Yeah, I would honestly, you were stealing the words out of my head. I was kind of thinking, this is a sneaky, like massive blowout game. Like Eagles could just come out here and flex, dude, honestly. But let's move into the last game on Sunday slate. We got the Ravens at the Chargers. What are we looking at for the line here?
Let me double check. Still Baltimore -3.5
Oh,
in
this is a
LA.
steal. No, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's in Baltimore, isn't it?
no, it's in LA.
Oh, wow. It is in LA. That's correct. I think this is a steal. I think this is like Baltimore is going to lay the hammer down to end the Charger season and get Brandon Staley fired and lay the
You know,
groundwork for the hoodie to come in there next year and coach Justin Herbert. I think that's
that
really
is the rumor
cool.
that I heard.
I
Yeah,
think that's so cool, man.
yeah.
Give this dude an elite
It's
quarterback one more time and see what he can go do. You gave Tom
looking
Brady
at
an elite
these
roster one more time and saw what he did. Got to give him the same thing.
looking at these stats right now, dude. Justin Herbert, 2,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Keenan Allen over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. And this team stinks. How do you have those two stat lines and be 4-6, man?
Coaching, brother.
Uh,
Coaching, brother.
do you think a midseason firing or
Oh
they're just going to
yeah.
hold
I,
him?
I think if Baltimore hammers him here and the defense looks atrocious, I think Staley's done after this game.
Yeah, I think that Baltimore is going to be able to run the ball all over him. Lamar's not going to, it's going to be another Lamar stat where they put up 30 points and Lamar throws for 100 something yards only, you know?
Yeah, I could see Lamar having well over 100 on the ground though this game. I'll just say that.
True.
I
Yeah.
could
I
see
hope that
him.
I'm
I could
wrong,
see. I
but
really hope Kevin Harlan is calling this game, dude. There's two players in the NFL I love hearing Kevin Harlan talk about or call, and that is Tyreek Hill and Lamar Jackson. I will never forget when he put that Bengals linebacker in the spin cycle, dude. Kevin Harlan is legendary when he calls Lamar Jackson and Tyreek Hill. Those of you who
yeah.
know, you know.
I'm this is like an awesome Sunday night game that they put together.
Yes.
This
Oh
is
my
this
God,
should
it's Sunday
I
night. That's right. Oh,
yeah,
man,
dude. This
robbed of
game's
Kevin
gonna be
Harlan. That's not
sweet.
going to happen. Then I can't believe I just didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's
So you can tell it's
I
been a
mean,
long couple days with the holidays, people.
dude,
Brain
yeah,
dead.
we're both pretty brain dead. But I I could see the Chargers keeping this game close just because they do have Herbert and an explosive offense.
Yeah,
Um, Lamar or them not having Mark Andrews, that hurts
big
big time for
time.
the Ravens. Uh, I'm surprised the line's this close, but I think maybe
Maybe
with
it's for
the
Mark Andrews, like you just said right there.
yeah yeah maybe it's missing their number one receiver and their tight end.
I think Isaiah Likely is better than people think, man.
Yeah,
As long as Odell plays too. I mean,
he's been playing great.
here's the unpopular opinion. Yeah, I think Odell is kind of the secret sauce for the offense. Like when he's been healthy and right out there, and Lamar's been able to actually get him the ball, dude, that Ravens offense is unstoppable. Because like
The
they were
problem
having
is,
troubles getting like the ball, they were having troubles getting the connection going earlier in the year, and then it was good. And then OBJ kind of got banged up, and then they played some really good teams, and like just didn't really have some good stat lines for OBJ. And then it's like, I think, what was it, just last week or the week before, OBJ had that 40-yard touchdown. That was against Cleveland.
yeah,
It's
right through the
like,
middle of the field.
yeah, and it's like, dude, like once Lamar can start getting OBJ involved like that, this offense just kind of feels like an avalanche. Then it really feels like you have no idea what they're gonna do because usually you're like, all right, Mark Andrews, cover it up. The run, cover it up. And if that's not working, they're like, oh, Zay Flowers. Well, all of a sudden, once Odell starts working the way Odell can work, dude, that makes this offense next level.
Yeah, I agree. I hate to agree, but I do agree. I could see how the Chargers could win this game,
I could too. I just don't think that's
but
going to happen.
I
That would
don't
have
think
to
it's
be an
gonna
any
happen.
given Sunday. Yeah.
I mean, it's just do they have an answer for Keenan Allen? You know,
Is Marlon Humphrey playing this game?
um,
That's nothing. I haven't heard anything about Marlon Humphrey. Let me check real quick.
I can look as well. Injuries.
Marlon
He's
Humphrey is
questionable.
questionable calf, listed for questionable. I wonder if it's going to be a game time decision or not.
Yeah, I mean, also the loss of Joey Bosa containing Lamar Jackson. That's a
Exactly.
dagger too.
Yeah,
Oh
I have
man.
no faith in that Chargers defense, man.
Odell's questionable too because he gets hurt if you look at him. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna take Baltimore minus 3.5.
Odell
I hope I'm
Glassom Jr.
right, dude. That dude is just
Oh,
injury every game. That's like the annoying part about
OGJ.
Puka this year too. Watching Puka on the injury report every single week
Yeah,
when
it's
you have him
rough.
in fantasy, it's like, come on, man. But all right, well, I think that's all of our games. We're gonna cover Monday night on Sunday night when we record reacting to these games.
Sounds like a plan.
So why don't you close us out?
Yeah, absolutely. So for everybody who was waiting for an episode on Wednesday and whatnot, apologize. It got pretty busy with the holidays as we kind of forewarned everyone, but hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. I know we did. So with that being said, we all have a new episode coming out, like Mike said, Sunday after the games, and see everybody then.
Later.